One question I get asked all the time is, how do I make offerings and sacrifices to the gods in daily life without incorporating it into a large developed ritual? So I use a who, what, when, where, why, and how model. For the who, who's the spirit, the deity, the vetur, the entity that you want to honor? Who are they? It's important to get to know them first and to know their niche and know if they're the right deity or entity to help you with whatever it is that you're asking for. What are you going to offer them? It should be something that's an appropriate sized offering or appropriate value offering for the gift that you're hoping to receive, or to say thank you for something that you've already received. Also, this is heavily dependent on your UPG, and you develop that by making offerings of various different sizes and materials and things like mead, or offering jewelry, or offering physical things or food in certain different ways. You do that and you develop your own sort of catalog of what works for what deity based on the results that you get. You build your UPG and then you just kind of keep track of that, and that's where the what comes in. When are you going to make the offering? And it's not so much about the time of the day, or although that does sometimes matter, but are we going to do it now? Are we going to do it later? Are we going to do it down the road in the future? Or are we going to do it when a certain criteria has been met? Like, when this happens, I have to go make an offering. That sort of a thing. So the when is important, but it's also important that with that when, you make the time to make the offering and give it your full attention. I've been in ceremonies where other people have led, and it always seemed like they were trying to get to the next step and not really being present and focused on the step that they're on right now. So when you make the offering fully, and that includes your time to do it correctly. And the last part of the when will be specific about the result that you want and when you would like that to happen. You don't want to leave an open-ended request, because truthfully, the gods work on their own schedule, and that could be 30 years down the road. If you have a time crunch, you're going to want to ask for that help to happen within a specified amount of time. Where are you going to make the offering? Do you have a dedicated space? Do you have an impromptu, sort of a ad hoc space because the need is urgent? So think about where you're going to do it, and then the likelihood that your ritual will be in the public or the private eye. So consider prying eyes or people that weren't invited to be a part of that ritual and the energy that they're going to give to it. Even if they're not a part of it, even if they're in the vicinity just observing it, there's still going to be an energy exchange. So if it's something that's very personal and very close, and maybe, keep your secrets close, you might want to do those rituals in private. So always think about the where when you're designing these rituals, when you're asking for or thanking for intervention. Why are you making this offering? Are you asking for something? Do you have needs? Do you have wants? Are you trying to be grateful for something you've already received, or just to say thank you for being present somewhere where you noticed some level of intervention? And be specific and focus on the need, but not on the method to get it. You don't want to say, I want to win the lottery and be a millionaire. You want to say, I want to acquire a certain amount of funds to do this project by this amount of time. And then let nature and the universe take care of how that money finds its way to you, if that's your goal. Personally, I don't do that. I generally only do ritual if I'm asking for help for someone else, or a healing, or just help in general if I see somebody struggling, or if I'm thanking them for the intervention that I saw in them, inspiring me to do my best, or inspiring me to do something that I was already working on. But I generally never ask for things for me. Whenever I have, it's worked, but it hasn't worked out. There's always been a cost that was maybe not anticipated. And lastly, the how. How will this take place? How will this exchange of energies between you and the gods take place? Is it going to be a formal ritual with kinsmen? Is it going to be a formal ritual solo? Is it going to be in meditation? Is it going to be possibly in some sort of a trial or an ordeal, some sort of maybe like an utaseta? Plan how you're going to deliver this conversation or initiate this conversation, and be prepared to stay as long as it takes to get the point across and to receive whatever inspiration you're looking for. I hope that helps. Of course, I'm not trying to create a dogmatic view, but if you don't have another system, this is a really good place to start while you develop your own way to daily or as needed communicate with your gods.